What is going on, my friends? Anthony here, 6 Scale Mafia. We are here on a Monday morning / evening, my friend,
Evening.
with Joost, JAZZINC. How are you, my friend, today?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you very much. It's the super hot weather finally broke today. It has been sweaty and muggy for weeks here. So,
dude, I feel you. It's like 100 and well for us in Fahrenheit, it's like 115 all week.
Oh,
it's
man.
Brutal. It is brutal.
Yeah, sounds like my kind of temperatures. And yesterday, so my oldest son has a girlfriend. She rides horses for competition, and I had to shoot pictures of her of the finals, and it was like middle of the day, so hottest point in the sun, and just standing there with a lens that covers 600 millimeters. So that was intense, but it was good. She got the 3rd place, so that was cool.
Oh, hey, that's not bad. That's good. That's good.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the heat's just brutal for all of us, and as collectors too, right? I mean, you do not want heat on your stuff, guys.
Nope.
Attention humans.
So
let's go.
Anyway, it's good to see you again. I know it's been
up.
We had last month, but we have some updates to talk about.
Yeah, things are
cool stuff.
Yeah, things are going fast, I can tell you. So
it seems like it.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Mom Collectibles, Boba. Good morning, Mary.
Who's in here this morning? Yeah, Bob Dylan, Motorized Canopy. Let's go.
Let's go.
I think he's talking about that 89. Do we have any updates on 89 yet, or?
Well, the Motorized Canopy is actually the reason it is taking longer to do the update. So we've pretty much finalized the transition from the 3D LiDAR scan of the hero vehicle to so you have to do a lot of smoothing because of the graining of the LiDAR, and then you have to do a lot of engineering into parts and all that sort of thing. So that takes a long time. But basically, I'm in for the Motorized Canopy if we can get it within the tolerances of the panel gaps is basically what we're talking about. And so we're pretty much ready to go on the 1989, but right now we're doing a prototype with the Motorized Canopy. I think that we will get to 1,000 orders, which is massive for us. Of course, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot, but for us it's a huge accomplishment. And I've said I will look into the Motorized Canopy when we go past 1,000. Maybe we won't get to that, but so the good news is we're almost done, and we're looking into the Motorized Canopy. Bad news is it's taking a little longer to see how that will work with the actuators, the electronics, and the tolerances and the panel gaps. So we know we can do the same sliding mechanism because we did that on the 1995, but that was, of course, one you have to do by hand. There, the panels and the panel gaps are good. For this, we're testing the Motorized Canopy, so that is definitely maybe. That is at least we're going for it full swing.
Okay, that's okay. So it's a possibility, not definite. Yeah. Not definite yet.
No. But so we're very serious about it. We've engineered everything, and now we're going into the prototyping with the Motorized Canopy, which is why it takes a little bit longer.
Wow. Well, so you think it's because a lot of people are going to talk about it. So I mean, would you say, is it safe to have a percentage of likelihood that it will have a Motorized Canopy? Is that just kind of
I
wouldn't see?
Yeah, see, I couldn't. I don't have any experience with that specific mechanization. So what would I base that on? I'm afraid.
Right, 'cause you still want to prototype, make sure it's viable, it can work.
Yeah. So actually, we're finding out now if it's going to work, and if what that does to the whole tolerances equation, because you've got so many moving parts, and now they're moving with an actuator that also has its own tolerance, and then you've got panel gaps. Now, it's just like a real life car, right? You've seen, I don't know if you've followed the Tesla thing, but that's like a new company that doesn't have experience with cars. And what's the biggest problem in all the reviews is the panel gap, how everything fits together, and the tolerances of interior and exterior. And that's pretty much the same as we are trying to learn techniques in engineering and materials that allow for what I think is acceptable tolerances with the panel
Right. No, I see
how everything fits together. So yeah.
So we'll see. We'll have to stay tuned on it. That is very possible if all the cards fall in the right places, basically.
Yeah, but the only thing I can say is we're working on it. We're actually doing it now in the prototype, and I want it. So
no, that would be awesome. I know, right? Voice activated.
Next year, the Phil's voice activated too. Yeah. Okay. I'm still clenching my butt cheeks to get the canopy going. But hey, voice activated shields is next. Sure.
Yeah. No doubt. I'm trying to think. There's a couple of things I don't want to segue too far off on it, but I guess I could. Well, how about this? I'll just pick one of these, and we can kind of go into it. Because speaking of Batmobiles, right? You've got the 95 that you showed off recently.
Yep.
Is there anything that you could talk about or like to discuss in a little more detail about it?
Yeah. So this is the prototype, the final prototype. And so that means that the production has begun. We've gone into tooling, and you know from our previous chats, that's always the part of the process that takes longest. So to make the molds for these massive cars, and especially this one with the massive wing on top as well, that will take 3 to 4 months for all the machining to be done out of these huge solid billets of steel and aluminum that fit together like a 3D puzzle. For a future stream, I can see if I can get some pictures of how that works and show you the massive size of that sort of thing. So a couple of things that will be different in the production version. So let's if you go back to the last picture. So this is already this is already a point of contention, right? So the front hood, as you can see, maybe if you zoom in, you can see there's a metal mesh underneath where the blue shines through.
Let's see if we can zoom in some more.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, right there. And you can see the metal mesh. And so that's it's like that for the real vehicle. And there was a discussion in the group, and we actually put this to a vote because there's not as much light, and from certain angles, there's no light coming through that part. And I don't know if it's somebody who had knowledge of the actual vehicle or what, but basically what you're seeing is basically light coming from the other parts. That's just light. It's light bleed.
Right, just kind of beaming up and coming upward.
Yeah. Which is why you can only see it at certain angles, because the netting does some refraction, and I don't know what the word is in English, but anyway, but some people expect full light behind this, and the others, the majority of the group vote actually said we'll just have the light bleed, basically, just like the normal vehicle. So it's important to note that this could be more, could be less, depending on the angle of what you're looking at.
Right, like your viewing angle, like how you have it set up, you might see a little more bleed this way versus looking at it from another angle.
Yeah, and another thing is, I'm going to be trying some different types of black paint, because this is a satin paint, not a matte paint, but a satin paint. And of course, there's so many shades between high gloss and matte, which we all could call satin. I'm going to try a paint brand that their satin is slightly more semi-gloss, and see how that goes. And finally, and this is cool because for the 2022, we found a new metal paint that I think we will also be using on the 1995. And I've tested it out on the back of the so what we call this, the burner, the exhaust, you know.
Yeah. This picture won't load. There we go.
Yeah, so a slightly more. We need one where you can see the big jet exhaust. Yeah, well,
right here.
Yeah. So if you compare that look to that, looks pretty metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you compare that to the old paint that was used on the front grille, so if you maybe scroll down to the front, hey, Scotland, sunny Scotland. That's
yeah.
that's rare.
I don't think I can drag, but maybe we can find.
Try a different. Yeah, try a different.
Here.
No, yeah. So now we need to see one from the front. There's probably one from the front of the vehicle, but here again you see that metal. Try more.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a better.
No.
Trying to get that
from the
front
back.
view.
Yeah. Okay. So if you get the front grille, if you could zoom in on that.
Yeah. Let's see if we can. Sort of. Can't really move it around through here, but.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can, well, you have to take my word for it. Then that looks a lot flatter, more like aluminum versus the rear.
Back.
Yeah, versus the back, which really looks more like brushed metal to me. The brush just.
Now, would that be the same for the wheels, or?
Yeah. Yes. Most likely. Yes. Yeah. And we've talked about it from the recent. The other stream that we've done that the wheels will rotate, but the central bat symbol. Oh, well, here you can maybe see
that's probably a little better of a picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So that looks so we're going to be upgrading the paint for the 1995 in production as well. So basically, like we always do, the prototype is one thing. The production version needs to be that, and better. Final thing is that we're going to be using even darker tinted windows.
Oh, okay.
So there's some small slight tint, but for the prototype, it wasn't really possible to get that dark tint that we will have on the final production version when we can do higher numbers, of course.
Well, that new paint's going to probably look real snazzy.
Yeah, and so here you can probably see what I'm talking about. If you look at the light bleed coming through the front in this angle, it's a lot less, right? It's a lot less blue than. So this is what we're talking about. It's exactly like the movie vehicle. And one final thing, the canopy will open a little bit further than this, just like the real deal, the real vehicle. So
like it'll slide a bit more,
a little bit more, like maybe a centimeter or maybe 1.5 centimeters, but to where the original canopy opened as well. So it's still going to be tight to fit Batman in. Right. On the other hand, with the tinted windows, you'll only see Batman in there if you slide the canopy open. So
yeah, you're gonna have. Yeah, I see what you mean, because it'll just be too dark.
Yeah. Not like the real thing again.
Yeah. Wow. That interior, though, huh? Look at that.
Yeah. That is some space age material interior.
Yeah, that looks really cool, man.
Yeah, and if you look at that picture, you can see the buttons on top of the on top of the ceiling. It's not real clear, but right there's a bunch of buttons and dials and a logo even. Yeah.
Yeah, try to zoom in a little bit more. Look at that. That is sweet. Yes, man, this thing is awesome. The problem with this 95 in particular, that freaking wing in the back, man, that's got some height, but
and length.
Love it. Yeah.
Together with the wing, it is by far the longest Batmobile ever. I mean, even without the wing, it's the body is already longer than, say, the 1966, which you have.
Right. So, and that is for us 38 inches, I believe.
Yeah. I did a video that I also put in the Dropbox, in the main Dropbox, where I put all the Batmobiles side by side, or no, 3 Batmobiles side by side, the
Oh,
BVS,
okay.
the 1966 and the 1995. Maybe you can.
Yeah, I'll try to pull that up.
Yeah.
While I pull that up, I do have super chat here. Thank you so much for the $5 super. I don't know how to pronounce your name. You got this one, Joost?
No, Levratov.
I don't know.
Levartov. I don't know.
Right. Well, but thank you. So, Joost, I'm thinking of vehicles or things from Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy spaceship, Quill ship, the Milano would be neat. Interested.
So for anything like that, I would need to get a Marvel license first. That would be a big thing, and we're starting talks with Universal about a couple of things. So if I do that, it's not going to be in the foreseeable future. The Milano would be huge, by the way. So if anything, we could maybe do parts of the cockpit if we ever if we ever go that way. I did think that the Milano cockpit was kind of cool, but it's really big. Yeah. In 6 scale. It would probably be unusably big. I mean, it would be a bigger cockpit than the Falcon cockpit, which is already quite significant. But this is really easily 1.5 times the Falcon cockpit. So what are you talking? Then it would be 4 feet by 4 feet,
4 or 5 easy. Or something
yeah.
around there.
Yeah. So
well, let me ask you this though, real quick, before I pull this video up.
Yes.
Grappling hook for the 95.
Grappling hook for the 95. We haven't.
Because he did. Remember, he shot the grappling hook out. You can maybe hang it on a wall. I mean, I don't know. I'm just the people have asked. I'm curious. If you've thought about it or
no. I literally haven't. This is the first time I only think
right
of
now.
The
now you're thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true. But we're like I said, we're already into producing the molds and the injection mold pieces and the
right. Maybe a little too late for that now.
I think it might be too late for that. Yeah.
I mean, the thought was interesting, right? Because like you just have it on the wall. It's just hung
like in the movie, because it did drive up in the movie. That is true. Yeah. You're the first, or whoever suggested it in the chat is the first to do that.
Okay. Rockamon Chris, man, been asking me for like 2 weeks. He's like, "Hey, man, don't forget, like, the grappling hook." I'm like, "Well, let's see. We'll find out." But yeah, if it's already too, that's what I thought. But hey,
it won't have a light up flame effect, by the way. The 95.
Okay, it won't. Okay. No. Good to know. I think that's the video that you were talking about, right? Let's pull this up and give it a
girls and guys out there who gave me this idea to put all.
You're here. We don't need the. Wait, can this pull away? There we go. This should be playing. I think it's loading a little bit. Okay, so we have side by sides there. Wow, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I think it's a very cool look. I want to do this for every time we get a new machine in.
Keep the line going.
Yeah, so the 2022 needs to be next to that. The 1989 needs to be back to that, next to that. Late in the year, I should be able to show you these 5 Batmobiles side by side. I mean, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So this one is still by far the biggest. This is the one I bought from Denobi 2, by the way.
Oh, this is the exact one?
The exact one. Yeah, that's my personal one now. And as you can see, they're close size-wise, but in real life, in this video, doesn't really show that. But that point that you see going behind Batman 89, that makes the main body, even without the wing, already longer than the whole of the 1966 is. So with that wing, it is by far the longest Batmobile out there.
Yeah. I mean, do you know the length in inches so far, or I don't know if you had mentioned it prior, and I wasn't paying attention on a post, but because the 66 right is 38 inches. I'm just trying to think, as far as shelves go.
I should.
Is that like an extra foot, you think, or 12 inches, or
Yeah, could very well be. I know. All right. So the length without the wing is 39. So that's 1 inch longer already than the 1966. The length with the wing is 48 inches.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's exactly what my shelf is right here. So it would just barely kind of lock in, probably.
Yeah, if you zoom, if you wind back 30 seconds, you'll see a hand come in.
Yeah, let's. I'll just come back to here, so we'll see.
Yeah, that'll give you a bit of a sense of scale. So that the hand coming in there.
Oh, yeah.
That guy is 6'4".
Okay.
Just to give you an idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big thing. Yeah. That's a big hand.
That's because I think the Blitzway Ecto 1 is 44 inches.
Yeah. With the wing, this is longer.
And that's massive. So.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and the height, including the wing, is 15 inches.
Okay. All right. Now I saw how you. I'm gonna rewind it just a second so we can see here. So this is currently. This is as far as the canopy goes. You're saying maybe you'll extend it a little bit more.
Yeah, it needs to go until the second rib in real life. So right there.
Oh, like to about here.
Yeah, that's right about there. That's where the real canopy stops. So that's how far ours will go.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that looks pretty good. See, I don't know if I can have 3, 4, 5 Batmobiles. That's my problem. But that's definitely my problem. I'm sure some people will definitely want to get everything. The 89 for sure, but this 95.
It's cool, and I've had people ask about the 97 just because they want to complete the set.
Just so it's complete. Yeah. So the thoughts there at the least.
Yeah, definitely. But I would think maybe the Arkham Knight version first. Before that, I don't know. Again, I will probably put that up to a vote. The next Batmobile, as soon as the 1989 goes into production end of this year, we will put it up to a vote. What should be the next Batmobile? And maybe we just leave it up to the group to decide between the Arkham Knight one and the 1997 one is what we're talking about then, right?
Yeah, it just bothers me because I got rid of my Arkham Knight figures.
No.
I did because I was like, well, shit, I've got 66 and 89 and 95. I'm like, okay, the Arkham series is awesome. I love the game, and I'm like, we'll probably never see a vehicle. So
yeah, so
here we are.
I was always saying no to the vehicle because it looked to be way too big. And then I got an email, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking on your name. If you're watching this, please post a comment. But somebody said that was A, slightly enlarged. That one was done by West Coast Customs, and B, it was in what he called battle mode. If you look at the vehicle in cruise mode, it's about the same as the BVS mobile. BVS
right? Battle. Was that photo where all those gentlemen were standing around it? Yeah, right. And you were like, "Oh shit, that's huge."
Yeah. But if you look at the correct scaling, and he sent me pictures, if you look at the correct scaling in cruise mode, that one is close to the BVS Batmobile for size.
Okay. Yeah, because in the game it would convert. Well, depending on which game, right? Because they were slightly different. But if like Arkham Knight, it was much bigger than like tank mode. Remember, it would like extend out and be like super big, but that doesn't necessarily have to be that version.
No, exactly. Okay, I can't find the pictures he sent me real quick, but so there is a mode and a version of that game Batmobile that is doable size-wise, both for me as the producer and for you as the consumer in terms of both money and space. So that was cool. So I always liked the designs of the game, so I'm very open to that.
Yeah, me too. I love the games.
Yeah. So
Which means I got to get those figures back then, because I'll vote. I'll put my vote in for Arkham. I mean, the 97 clearly. I mean, I assume everything would eventually come, right? You know, because that's what you're saying. Like, well, let's vote for the next one. That is not the last one. All right. So
oh, yeah, I want to keep doing. I would love to have like a whole cabinet of Batmobiles, all of them. I would even love to do like the one from the 40s. The one from the one from the animated series. I don't care. I love Batmobiles, and I want to make them all if I can. But realistically speaking, even we have a minimum order requirement when we do vehicles, and we work with our suppliers, right?
Right. Of course.
And we've only just got close to that. So we, after 18 months of pre-orders, we're still not at the minimum pre-orders of the 1995. So that's, and to give you a bit of perspective, it took the 1966 Batcycle 2 days to get there.
Yeah.
So if the 95, which I'm guessing is still a more popular movie than the 1997 one, which
for
George
sure.
Clooney, because Clooney always apologized. Yeah, even though I like the 1979 design better than the 1997 design better than the 1995 design. That's personal. That's me. But Clooney always apologizes for breaking the Batman franchise for over a decade. So if
it wasn't his fault, but to be fair,
true,
right?
True. So
wow.
But so that's why I'm careful, right?
Well, I think animated series would be that would be a top seller. Now, I can't speak, I don't know the specifics of the projections, but I think the animated Batmobile would sell a lot more than a 95 or a 97. In terms of popularity, right?
Right. So, and the Arkham Knight animated series and Arkham Knight will probably both be more popular.
Those are big ones. Yeah.
Than the 1997. Having said that, look at that 1997, man. There's something about that design. I like it.
Well, and it would complete the at least, you'd have the movie line essentially complete at that point.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping, especially if we expand our line and we're gonna like we've done 5 Batmobiles by the end of this year. I hope to be able to go to 7 or 8 at least, and I'll keep going as long as you guys want me to, and keep supporting us. Then we might have an audience that's big enough to do the 1997, because personally I would love to do that car. I really do. Even though I didn't like the movie, I can't even remember most of the movie. But
I just remember Arnold.
Yeah,
the Arnold's my takeaway, which is awesome. Let me see here, because with Fettuccini, my man, thank you so much, dude, for the super chat. He said, "Mighty Joost, any updates on the 66 Batman figures?"
Yes.
Anything you can say?
So okay. Let me see what I can show you.
Yeah, because I don't. Exactly. Because I don't have anything here.
Yeah.
Interesting. You actually have something to show.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Where did here we go. Can so are you seeing?
I got a bunch of pictures. You want me to just bring that one up?
No, that was the 1995.
Or whatever you're sharing.
Or
right
1997. Sorry. Yeah. So this is.
We're bringing up. Okay.
Yeah. So that was cool, just to show you how cool I thought the 1997 was. But
yeah, it is a pretty sleek design.
The other screen I shared?
I am. We can bring this up.
All right. Okay, so I've got a PowerPoint with what Warner Brothers has come back with to me.
Okay.
So this is basically the latest information.
Okay, let's full screen that a little. There we go.
Yeah. So this is funny. On the 1966 characters, they don't have the same rights or access for all figures. So right now, and this is not me, this is Warner Brothers, right? Has no licensing rights for Batgirl or Yvonne Craig. So
Oh, they don't.
They don't.
Okay.
So Batgirl and Batgirl's cycle are a no-go for now. But the first thing that is approved as a technical, as far as the technical approval, without, of course, approving our design, is the 1966 Julie Newmar.
Sweet. So
and yes, so this one is definitely on the list. Now, I must say this is a long list, and the community, again, it's the Collectibles Collective. So the Collectors Collective, they decide which one comes first, right?
Sure.
This one is definitely one of the first to come because, okay, this isn't final yet, and I've actually emailed his agent again today to get his final word, but I expect to be able to announce that we will upgrade the 1966 Batcycle, the signature edition, to be a Burt Ward signed signature edition, numbered with a limited edition plate signed by Burt Ward himself. We've come to an oral agreement, as you might call it. And again, it pays to back us early, so everybody who's put in a pre-order will get it at the current price. Now, to pay for Burt Ward's signature and the extra work and the shipping back and forth and all that sort of thing, we do have to do a price increase. That will probably come on July 1st. But everybody who's ordered before July 1st will also get their signature plate with Burt Ward's signature on the 1966 die-cast 6-scale Batcycle they ordered from us. And of course, first come, first serve, they were there on day one, so they will also get the low numbers with the Burt Ward signature.
Okay. Nice. So he's...
Yes.
So that's in final discussion, or like that's now going to be, that's a confirmed thing?
Well, I was hoping to be able to confirm it on the live stream today. The agent
like
was
there.
Yeah, the agent was confident that this was this deal was good to go. And if this works, remember, as you can see on the screen here, I talked about the double pack, you know, Dick Grayson, Robin, and Adam West, Bruce Wayne, Batman. If this works, I think I'll also do, with the double pack, I'll do a signature run of that as well. Because I have no idea how many we will sell of figures. We just don't have that experience yet.
Sure,
I think
of course.
there's going to be, there's going to be 2 editions, right? There's going to be a signature edition, priced differently, with a signed plaque, a numbered plaque, and probably an extra accessory. And then there's going to be the regular collectible, the collector's edition, without the signature at a lower price. That's what I'm thinking right now for the figure. Because we're talking to Burt Ward and the agent, and he's
right. So if he's already signing stuff, it's like, okay, well let's
also do
some more. We'll do the figure.
For the figure, I don't know, maybe 250 or 500 pieces signed by Burt Ward, double pack, a Dick Grayson figure and a Robin figure, double pack, something like that. I just think that would be very cool. That's something I want to own, so I'm assuming I'm not alone in that.
No, that would be really cool. That would be really cool, actually.
So there's that. Now, the agent also represents Julie Newmar.
So, same agent? Okay.
Same agent. So if this is successful...
Right.
I'm going to ask him to talk with Julie Newmar about doing a signature edition of her figure as well. Maybe an extra accessory again. Maybe do what Pedro suggests, where we will have real hair and posable eyes on that one versus sculpted for the regular version. Who knows? But yeah, something like that is something I'm thinking about.
That would be really cool, actually. Yeah, I would like that. I would like that, especially if you have the opportunity to do so, right? Because not many.
Exactly.
Nobody really does that.
No, but it's so cool, right? You have the collectible signed by the actor himself, or in her case, herself. I mean, wow, right?
Yeah. No, that is great news. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, especially if you have him, set up with the Batcycle, then of course, be like, hey, well, by the way. Now the thing is, okay, so with the Robin here, so is that to assume that this has already, you've gotten the approval for it, at least to go into production?
Yeah, so I want to do a prototype first. So I'm going to do this
humans. Hope you get to do a figure from ZSJL Joost. Hopefully 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗡 the third just got him in. Can't wait to see future from humble beginnings.
That is such a massive investment, right? Thousands and thousands of dollars, where you don't want to do that if you can't go into production and if you don't know if there's the support. But for the figures, the prototype is not going to be that expensive, and the support is always going to be there for at least 500 figures worldwide, right? I mean, that's a drop in the bucket for figure in a figure world, right?
Yeah.
So I'm learning as I go. We go and we go down this adventure and this road together. So if that doesn't work for me the next time, I'm going to do it differently. But this one has what you're seeing here. This one isn't not approved because they don't have the lights from 𝗕𝗏𝗏. This one, we can go into prototyping, but I'm going to start with the double pack with Robin. And then if we do the double pack, we have to do the double pack Bruce Wayne, Batman with Adam West.
Of course.
So these are, I'm kind of set on starting with these two at least. And then the community can decide which of the ones in the list I'm showing today should be the next 2 or 3, because I don't know how many we can handle per year. So I'm going to start with 3 or 4 at the same time.
Okay.
And then so that's a go, and I think the rest will follow.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I mean, so you start with Robin, bring out Batman, bring out Catwoman, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah,
that could work.
Now, during a stream, I don't know if it was one of our streams, somebody suggested a sitting 1989 Batman.
It was our last discussion.
Well, here we go. The sitting Batman idea has been approved for the 1989. So
now, just a sitting Batman or any Batman in general? I'm just curious.
Well, for now, we've talked about the 1989 to start, but I can imagine doing more of those. Yeah.
Okay.
Because realistically, I hear, because I'm still waiting on my 1995 figures, which I've ordered in the first week Sideshow put them up, but I'm hearing those are very hard to pose in a sitting position. So
you can't. You can't. I don't really want to grab mine right now, but you can't.
Okay.
You can't.
See?
You can't. I'll just tell you that. Like the Batman and Robin are basically statues. You could barely move them. And if you were going to try to bend them to sit, it'll bust. It'll just get screwed up. Right.
So a sitting Batman might be a thing for the 1966 and the 1995 as well. I don't know. Yeah. 1992 Penguin.
So is this gone through approval for Danny DeVito? Like they're cool.
So now the Warner Brothers is okay with that. Now it's with Danny DeVito.
Okay, so they're cool, but now we got to get to the actor.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was hearing, I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but that he's a little difficult when it comes to licensing, and particularly for the Penguin and stuff like that. And I wasn't sure if that was a thing yet.
So that's what I hear as well from my Warner Brothers reps. But we want to try anyway because there was this quarter scale NECA 1992 Penguin figure. So and we've got a very cool prototype that we think might catch his attention and grab his fancy. So
okay, well, hopefully, right? Fingers crossed, because that would be really cool. That would be really cool.
I want it. As simple as that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. This is a must.
This one too. Only
now, is that still the same for Michelle Pfeiffer and Arnold? Is it just, are we just waiting to hear, or?
Yes, but from what I'm hearing, for all the others you're seeing here, except for Danny DeVito, it's probably going to be okay. As long as we submit quality stuff, then I don't think that would be a problem.
Well, then that's great news then. Yeah. That's absolutely great news. Okay. Oh, look, and here we go. 2022 Catwoman.
This one too. This one too. This one too.
Well, so pretty much everything other than Danny DeVito, they're going to be like, we're cool.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And so Arkham Knight has been approved. That we do vehicles and dioramas for that. Animated has been added. This is one I added because I think that might be cool, but I don't know if there's going to be a market for that.
Well, there'll probably be, I don't know how big, but there'll probably be some for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is where we are now. And more stuff will and can be added. So after this, there's going to be so many more 1966 figures, right? That should be added. King Tut, maybe do a Riddler, maybe do Alfred, 1989 Alfred, all these B or C characters. That's where I'm interested in this cool stuff that wasn't made, right?
Well, and that's gonna really tie it all together too for the fans of that particular series, you know. Because even right now, and I mean, I know, like, you're going through legitimately, but I mean, even you've got a lot of third parties that are doing this stuff too right now, which, regardless of the situation, it still shows that the community's interested.
Yeah, but that also what makes it scary for me. I mean, out of nowhere pops. I've seen a couple of them. I mean, I had the Joker on the list for this as well, right? The 1966 Joker, and then what was it, Saturn or Mars or whoever?
Mars. I mean, I've got him with the Batmobile, and it's so for me. This is tough. This is tough because I'm going to tell you, this is not only as a friend, but like as a collector. The 66 Joker, the Mars Toys is a really awesome piece, right? It's got 3 different head sculpts. It's great.
Exactly.
It's loaded, tons of accessories. If you or Hot Toys or anybody put out another 66 Joker, I'm gonna be a little hard pressed, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, well, I already got one that's pretty freaking awesome.
And it's from all the pictures I've seen from the Mars or Saturn Toys one, I'm like, okay, game over for that one, right? So
so that's gonna be So a lot of stuff you got to probably keep close to the chest, then, and then when it's ready, then boom, here's an announcement because of stuff like that, But I would say, but either way, like all things aside, there is a demand clearly. Because if third parties are putting them out and they're selling, then okay, there is an interest. Like you said, it doesn't matter. B character, C character, people want this stuff.
We don't need a big volume. I mean, if we sell a couple hundred figures, that's unthinkable for others. But for us, that's great. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, and it's an exciting new chapter too, I think, for you to dip into figures, rather than just having dioramas, just having vehicles. you know, I know you did the Iron Scavenger, but now we're looking at like full-fledged, you know, actual figures here, fully articulated accessories.
Exactly.
Going through a line. That's if I can real quick, let me just get through a couple of chats here. I got Kinky Sphincter, who's celebrating 13 months of membership. Dude, thank you, my man. He says, I hope you get to do a figure from Zack Snyder's Justice League, Joost. Hopefully 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗢. The third party sucked. I just got him in. Can't wait to see future from humble beginnings. Thank you,
that's
my man.
cool.
Definitely cool on that.
I mean, if I have the approval or I have the figures added to my contract, and the Zack Snyder, the whole Snyderverse is also in my contract, then 𝗕𝗘𝗢𝗢𝗢 or any of the Snyderverse figures are fair game, no problem.
So you could even maybe do, not saying you would or whether or not they would be successful, but on a smaller not scale as far as 6 scale, but as a smaller scale, like you could maybe do like Parademons, stuff like that.
Sure.
Like just anything out of those movies.
Yeah.
Okay. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Do you have a few, if we can, we'll go through a couple super chats real quick, guys. Appreciate you guys here. 130 in the chat, man. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and obviously check out Joost. We can join your Facebook group, of course. That's where you're doing all the voting and updates, and it's awesome. But Pedro's, my man, thinks so. He says, will the 66 Catwoman have wool hair and posable eyes? So that's a possibility, or?
Yeah, I don't know about the posable eyes. That so for the hair, that's definitely something I'm looking into. Because we're also looking into that for the DeVito.
Would you consider Two-Face Billy D or Bill Shatner?
Yeah, so yeah, I think for the hair, yes. Posable eyes, I don't know if I want to start with something like that this early in the game. Yeah,
I get you there. I get you there. I do. Get them out first. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's you know, it's tricky, and they're cool, but let's get some figures and then kind of go from there, essentially.
Yeah, because the early Hot Toys purge systems really messed with the sculpt, so I didn't always like that. For me.
True. No, you're right. Hoth, so speaking of, what's up, man? AJ Haas, Hometown Heroes, $5 super chat. Says, all my chips are on you, Joost. I know you will crush this. High five.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I won't stop until you guys are happy. So that is the goal.
Yeah, no, that is the goal. I mean, we're gonna have a lot. I'm trying to look through some of the chat here too, guys. You got a lot of hype for 66. 12-inch Moose Dream though, $5. Dude, thank you so much, man. It says, I received my 66 Batmobile and Batwing. Waiting for Snowspeeder, shipping paid. Ordered the 22 and the 89 Batmobile. Not looking back.
Thank you so much. That is so cool. I cannot wait to see what people do when they get like the Bat vehicles and all the vehicles together, you know, and into a nice collections room. I mean, it's cool. I mean, just looking behind you, seeing that 66 with the Joker in the back. I mean, that puts a smile on my face. I like that.
Puts a smile on my face too, and I think I think you guys did an awesome job with it. I mean, every time I look at it, like, all right. And hey, listen, and you know, for those who don't know, I remember we had an issue. All it was that remote. That the battery was messed up on that remote, and it just works beautifully every time. No issues whatsoever. And it's just, it's 66. It's classic. And it's pretty simple right there. It's just the Joker, just the Batmobile. I mean, for now, we'll probably do, you know, but sometimes, you know, you just having it all there in the white, you're like, that looks super clean. It's just, I love it. I do. Pedro, my man, thank you so much for the $20 bomb, man. Very appreciative. It says, would you consider Two-Face Billy D or Bill Shatner? Ooh.
Didn't the Two-Face Billy D never come to pass?
I mean, like, so we saw Harvey Dent, right? But that was it.
He was never Two-Face.
No,
I know that was the intention, but it never happened, right? So I don't see that happening.
Just because it's not like canonical, you'd be like, well, it's a weird.
No, that would be weird. So
it would be cool though.
Only only stuff you've seen on screen so far, and
Mhm.
I think that's tricky enough. Like I said, with the C characters, like an Alfred or something like that. But then to start making things that were never actually in the movie, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's just kind of like a what if scenario type thing. And right now it's more about just doing the officially, the official license. This is what it was, the canon stuff of the movies or the games, animated, so on and so forth. Wow. I do have one more super chat. Thank you, my man. RT appreciate. Thank you so much for that super chat. It says, hey Joost, based on the Facebook group post regarding suggestions, there are 680 comments.
Woo-hoo.
Any idea on the top 10?
Off the top of my head? Oh no. Oh man. So things just randomly popping in my head that I thought were cool were, I still think like a Blade Runner spinner type thing might be cool.
Ooh.
Let me get the suggestions up. What was the other thing? Yeah, Knight Rider, definitely I want to do. There's a suggestion for Arkham Knight Batmobile, definitely. What was the other thing I thought was a cool thing? Yeah, but there are also things that are just too much. Mach 5 Speed Racer, I think that's just a matter of time before that happens.
A kit is a kit is a must.
I hope I'm allowed to do this with the Universal. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, so let me put it this way: if Universal is like, okay, cool, you can do kit, then that needs to be like priority one.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, everything else is on the back burner. Let me get it. No, I mean that's just me. That's just me being me. Because I'll take a kit. You've got my money already. If that happens.
Yeah.
100%.
So definitely, definitely that one. I'm seeing a 1997. Well, we discussed that. I really love that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that pops up. Yeah, people asking for the 1966 Batcycle. Well, we've already introduced that. So yeah,
right.
Those are things. And of course, a Michael Knight figure is a must.
Oh, you have to have the Hoff.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to. JB, also in the house, thank you for coming through. Says, can we still order the 66 Batmobile? For anybody out there who might be wondering.
Get on the wait list is what I can say, but you can't order. Well, I do have 2 basic versions left.
Okay.
And so if you're really interested, if you don't have the lights on the basic, you don't have the flame accessory, and you don't have the bat ram. But for the rest, I can upgrade it so that it's the DX, except for the lights, the flame accessory, and the bat ram.
Okay.
So I have 2 of those left, and then we are all sold out. The rest is wait list. That's it.
Here it goes. Yeah. Oof. Such an awesome piece too. I love it. CT, my man, in the house, dude. What's up, bro? He says, Hoth Rebel base hallway arrives tomorrow, and Speeder shipping paid.
Cool.
I need to get on a wait list for Speeder number 2. How is the list looking?
If you're in the market for a gray Snowspeeder, your chances are still
one or the other, right? He wants one of each. I don't remember which one he got.
Yeah, so the point is, if he has a gray one and he wants an orange one, I don't know by this time. If he wants a gray one and he has the orange one, then his chances are pretty good.
You hear that, CT? I'm sure he's out there. So we'll see, because I don't remember which one he ordered. So, but I know he wants to. He needs the orange, he said.
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming you have your name on the wait list, and then you just have to wait and see. Okay, fair enough. Doc Smizzle also in the house, man. What's up? I know Doc's super interested in that. He said, yo, so what's the level of interest in their making a lunar rover from the later Apollo missions? He's the first one to ask that ever, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of demand for that. I don't know. it's such a different market as well. I don't know if there's a lot of overlap between the collectors that are into movies and comics and a nasty stuff.
It's just because I know there's I think Ditko and Blitzway. Some of them, there's a lot of astronaut stuff. So I know there's a market, but I know as far as I see what you mean. Maybe not. Yeah. Colonial Viper.
I don't see that happening.
Don't see it happen. Sorry, Doc. You're gonna have to keep waiting on that. Yeah, I'm telling Doc shot down. Yeah, I know, but Boba Fettuccine though, $2 super chat. Thank you, my man. Mighty Yost, maybe Seinfeld or Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. Which version? Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry Seinfeld wouldn't be into the figures. That is a Warner Brothers property, though, right? So
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Who knows? Maybe I can get into the sitcom collectibles like Big Bang and Seinfeld.
Yeah, I mean, if you get your toes into that first, maybe then others. It's kind of like we were saying, like as far as like with the autograph situation, right? You get one, you get another. You put out a few figures, maybe like that. You do Big Bang. You're like, hey, look, we're doing some sitcom kind of things. This is what we've done.
Too bad that Friends is definitely out the window, because I also asked for Friends. I mean, I'm like, that's the most popular TV show on the planet, right? Wouldn't it be cool to have the Friends in a couch or something? But
sure.
Warner Brothers doesn't have the license for. They don't have the rights for that. For a lot of Friends stuff, but not figures.
Okay. Mario in the house. El Professor, my man. I'd definitely take a Larry David. Yeah, me too. I would too. And just recycle that, rebrand that, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Bam. Yeah. That's all. That's what I want. I love Curb. But if I can, because we do have a few more things to bring up. Let's talk about this if we can. The 66 Batcycle. Can I full screen this a little bit? I'm curious. This is just me. Well, maybe it's not just me, but don't shoot the messenger. But $1,300. That kind of caught me off guard.
I can imagine.
Is there any? Can we talk about that a little bit as far as price point? Because personally, I was like, oh shit, like it looks cool, but then I was like, okay, it's a little bit. But the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, it's actually the most clear example of what I've been trying to explain in all these streams. What the size is not what has the biggest impact on price. Of course, it makes a difference, but this is just because it's just so limited edition. So it's not. Our margins are still the same. It's still very low. So low that every time I get an email asking from a store wanting to be a retailer or a wholesaler, I have to say no, because the margins that they would ask are less than we make on our collectible. So if I were to put it in a store, sell it through a store, I would sell each unit at a loss for them to make their regular margins. So think about that. Somebody who owns a store and it does not have the risk of design, production, tooling, all the stuff that we do, just selling things through a store makes more money on the unit than I would be able to do. So
because the retailer's got to take their cut. That's what they'll do.
And their cut is higher than our average margin. So that's and so the other thing here, of course, it's die cast. That also adds to the cost. So that it is expensive, but that's because it's so extremely limited edition. That is basically.
So like in comparison to say some of the other Batmobiles, the numbers are going to be a lot lower.
Yeah, and this don't forget that this with the engine, the bike, and all the exposed parts and all that sort of thing, it's going to be the same number of parts, right? So yeah, there are a few parts that are going to be lower, smaller in size than the main body and the undercarriage of a Batmobile. But you've got the vehicle, you've got the side cart, then you've got the separate cart, you've got the die-cast parts, and it's going to be very, very, very limited edition. So that's why the price is,
what it is.
So the reason why this is, I don't know, what is it, $250 less than a Batmobile?
Yeah, because that was the numbers. That's what happened to me in my head. I was just like, oh,
yeah,
damn, that's pretty close to the Batmobile.
Yeah, and so the only reason why it's cheaper than the Batmobile is because of the size. But that is so that shows you how little. Well, it's still significant. It's more than 10% of the cost comes from the size difference. But the limited edition stuff, yeah.
So it's mostly because it's super limited.
It's just super limited. That's basically it. Burt Ward participation ? Yeah.
Yep.
Like we discussed earlier in the stream, I guess you missed that part. We are in talks with him and his agent, and it seems that instead of the picture you just saw with the signature from me and my dad, it's actually going to be a limited edition plate with Burt Ward's signature. And numbered and signed by him.
So that's going to be cool. Now, and maybe I didn't catch this. Is there a specific a number, like an edition size for this? Or just to be determined, but only like you, because you're saying it's limited. So there's like, I'm assuming there's like a cutoff. Like you're not going to make like 1,000 or 2,000 or.
Yeah, it's hard to say right now. We are at the numbers of the 1995. No, actually still below. So still low.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's hard to say what the edition size will be. But it's going to be limited. That's all I can say.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. It looks awesome. Don't get me wrong. It looks awesome.
Yeah. It is
just
very cool.
For me, you know what I mean? Because I've got other things, I got the 89, not to mention other figures. And so I was like, well, but I think, you know, we all collect differently, right? Because if I have the 66, then in my head, I'm like, well, I don't really need the cycle. But if I didn't have the 66, I would probably be more inclined to get this. Because then you get Batman and Robin on it. It'd be pretty cool looking. Like, it does look great. And the fact that you're doing it limited, you're getting the signatures, it's die cast.
It's die cast. You've got Burt Ward's signature, probably most likely as soon as I got the confirmation. And it's still quite a significant thing, So
no, it is awesome. And I didn't, maybe I overlooked or I didn't see, but does this also going to light up too?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you now? Is it safe to say, or whether or not you can do it like kind of like what you did with the 66? Like, will it be remote powered, or is that still too early?
I don't think it's going to be remote powered because there's not the sequence effects like with the 1966 Batmobile.
Even if it didn't have the effects, I'm just, and this is just my suggestion is, most collectors, not everybody, but there's a lot of us that clearly we have enclosures, whether it's Modular cases or we build our own, whatever. It's very nice and convenient just to have a remote, sometimes, just because you're like, oh, cool, I can turn everything on, and granted, like we could probably plug it into a smart plug and do it that way, but it's those quality of life things that I like, I see, I'm like, oh, this is nice, convenient. Cause I tell you one thing, not having to go into the case every day and turn on the Batmobile is a huge quality of life for me. Cause you got a lot of stuff that powers up, but I'm just, it doesn't have to be, but it's consideration.
I'll put it in I'll store that and see what we can do.
Okay. I do have a $10 super chat. Thanks so much, Chief. Says, hey guys, just wondering if there's any thoughts on a wedge figure for the Snowspeeder. Kit and car would have been be awesome. Having Peter Cullen voice car would be amazing. First, thank you so much for the super chat, and I'll just leave that one to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so no ideas to do a wedge figure for the Snowspeeder. That would have to be licensed again. So no, I'm not going to touch that. Kit, and who knows, maybe if that's successful, do a car and get Peter Cullen to do the voice for that, and then maybe as an Easter egg, have him also say, "I am Optimus Prime."
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And JB, thank you so much for the 99 sticker. Do appreciate. So okay, so we got this. We're limited. We're diecast. It does now. The sidecar detaches then from what we were looking at. Is that how that works?
No. So
is it separate?
So the cart sits on in the sidecar. So the sidecar still remains attached, and then Robin sits on the cart that you now see in front of the vehicle with the sidecar.
And then that can come out.
And that can come out, and and that drives as well. That's how it works, and that's how it worked in real life.
Right. Okay. So that's pretty cool then. So the main cycle and the car are affixed, and then we got the car that can come out of the sidecar.
Yes.
Okay. It's pretty damn cool, man. Not gonna lie. I saw somebody in the chat asking, but I lost it. From Brian, we talked about it a little bit earlier, right? So the Batgirl and the Batcycle do not have approval from Warner Brothers. Can't get that.
So far, no.
Okay.
No.
So far,
they don't have the rights.
Okay. That's fair. JB though, with $5, thank you so much. Says down the future, JAZZINC consider doing 6 scale figures. Yeah, so we were talking about that earlier. You might have just tuned in. We got some Batman figures kind of on the way.
They are very much into going into the figures, starting with a double pack for 1966 Robin Dick Grayson, probably even the signature edition with Burt Ward's signature on there, and then the Adam West Bruce Wayne Batman. Julie Newmar is Catwoman, and then the community decides which on the list goes first. For the rest, could be Arnold Schwarzenegger, could be Danny DeVito's Penguin. There's a lot of cool stuff.
I'm excited. Listen, I love vehicles. I think a lot of us love vehicles, and probably most everybody who's tuned in right now watching loves vehicles. But we love vehicles because we collect figures.
That's exactly what I'm counting on, which is why if the business model works for vehicles, then we can do some really obscure figures as well, because the audience is built right in when you sell figures, vehicles, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm counting on, because that's the main focus of everybody's collection. They are cheaper, they are smaller, take up less space than vehicles. I'm assuming it's going to be easier to get to higher numbers, and I don't need that much higher numbers. If we can get to the same number as we can get to the 1995, I'm safe, right? Or close to safe.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, that would be great. I mean, yeah. And especially if you're having the opportunity, like we mentioned earlier, getting like, not all of them, I'm sure, but some of them, we can have those signature editions. That's a huge perk for a lot of people, especially for like a 66.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's a long time coming for those. So I would think. Now, the last thing I'm curious though about the Batcycle. Do you have a projected release window?
Yeah. Right now, I'm going to say Q4 next year. So usually somewhere between 12 to 18 months from the early design to production and delivery. So let's be safe and say Q4 next year.
Okay. So ways away. Okay. That's fair. That's almost 2025 we'll be approaching.
Yeah. Amazing
time. Yeah. No, that'll be really cool though. That'll be really cool. That's good to know. That's good to know, because when I saw it, I was like, wow, that does look really good. But again, for me, it's just the Batmobile's awesome. The 66 awesome. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll I might skip on. Look, I didn't even get. You know me. I still want the Batwing. I still want the Batwing. But then I'm like, where the hell am I going to put it? And then a couple people are like, oh, just tear down a poster, whatever, put it up on the wall. And I'm like, so massive. I love it though. I love it. And if you're going to be able to do sitting figures, that's gonna it's gonna help a lot. That's a really good idea. I want to see. We still had a couple more things here. I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna bring it up.
Ah, cool. Yeah. So
there we go.
This is my nemesis. It has been for a while. This is the Batcave Bat Computer setup that we did a design for, and we've tried a couple of prototypes, and it was not working. And we finally have a prototype that works. And here you are looking at it with light up screens, light up little windows, displays on the Bat Computer, actual working desk chair, the cool, weird skeleton type chair. But it's not only the floating desk, but it's the floor, it's the back wall, it's a ceiling. If you go to maybe the video that was in that folder will show you more. Yeah,
let me try to. Here we go. We have a little 16-second.
Here you can see that there's a whole construction with a ceiling, a back wall where the wires go in, and again, this is
okay. So we got these poles here on the. This is all the support columns.
Yeah. But you're getting a floor, a back wall, a ceiling. There you go. You can see.
There we go.
Yeah. So it's a whole standalone diorama with even the light coming. There's a light fixture coming from the ceiling, shining down. You got the screens that light up. You've got screens lighting up in the desk. You've got the chair that actually works. So yeah, I'm very happy that.
Do you happen to, and I'm sure you may have written it, I may have not seen it or not, but do you happen to know the dimensions for this?
Oof.
Or approximate? Because we always have to factor that in. I mean, as far as, our displays, right? Like, will it fit in a shelf? Do we have to build something,
Yeah.
It looks pretty tall.
Yeah. It's around 39 inches by 19 by 17.
Okay. 19 by 17. All right.
Yeah. 19 would be the height, and the 17 would be the depth. And then around 38, 39 inches wide. Okay.
That could possibly fit in like a DF module case or specific, rack that you build. Because, those are always things we have to factor in, certain things. If the dimensions are a little bit off, we're like, shit, this would be really cool if I could just, so it's always good to know, like, if we can fit them in. Wow. So yeah, because I saw you post this the other day. I mean, it looks great. I'm not a Dark Knight guy, but I think this looks awesome.
Yeah. This is BVS and Justice League.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking about the damn car earlier. This is pretty good though. I mean, I don't know. This is tough. This is a tough one.
I think this might be the coolest Bat Computer thing design. I really dig the design. Yeah.
Oh, so we have another video
close
here.
Up. Yeah.
Here, let's that muted. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, that is pretty damn cool.
A lot of detail in that, man. A lot of detail.
Yeah. Yeah, it is actually. Now these are just print screen here, like are they backlit or?
Yeah, they are backlit. Yeah,
okay.
And it will come with different screens that you can pop in there. So it's like an LED screen where it's backlit, and you just put on the different images that way.
Oh, okay. So you have 6 here. Will it have just these 6, or will you have like
several
additionals? Oh, so you can mix and just spread it around. Okay.
And change it. Yeah.
So that's similar to like my glow box, like for the movie posters. You'll just have like a LED
Yeah.
backlit, and then you can put in whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's kind of cool. Okay,
I know.
yeah, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
And how are we looking on this then? Is this going to be this year, or you think next year?
Early next year.
Early next year. Okay, that is pretty big.
Yeah.
Actually, that is pretty big.
Yeah, it is cool though. It has an impact. It is.
I like it.
Yeah.
But you know me, I've always been 89,
set.
but this is still really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna upset a couple of people by saying I think this is a cooler Batcave design than the 89, and I'm an 89 guy. Look at that, man.
You're not wrong. I mean, as far as how it like aesthetically.
Yeah.
Because the 89, you know, we had the smaller monitors and it's kind of compact. This is a lot more just larger, a little more spaced out. A lot of this looks really good. Now is all this going to be affixed here on the consoles, or do we have anything here that like lights up or anything? It's all static,
it does light. It does. No, it does light up, but
it does.
Static lights, but it does light up. Yeah. There's small screens in the desk itself that they also light up.
Oh, okay. Damn,
I can see 4 in this screen. Yeah. So you've got 6. I can see at least 10 light up screens and then a couple of LEDs.
All right, so you're saying all these here, these are all lit.
Yep.
Oh, damn it. Killing me here. Because but you know, I love all this stuff. So it's like, yeah, that's definitely going to be its own shelf. Now this video here, should I play this? This is this assembly parts, or
no, those just parts.
Okay.
From earlier tests.
Yeah, that's it. So that's going to be really good. This is so early next year, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. The swap outs. That's what I think is going to be really cool. That'll be really cool. Football on every screen. It's funny. That's definitely cool. Okay, so early next year on that one, and I think we've got some new photos here.
Yes, these are pictures of the final production pieces, as the first of them will ship, I think, 7 to 10 days from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So early July. So there's a lot of lights in this one as well. You'll probably see more close-ups. Here we go. This is the gunner seat in the back.
Look at that.
Yeah. Targeted computer lights. All the detail with the bottles and all the stuff on the inside. It's hard to get because there's really very limited images of what that looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really right. They never really got a lot of shots. Yeah.
No.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
But it's 4 feet by 4 feet, or 3 feet by 3 feet.
So
36, I think. For us.
No, in centimeters, I'm gonna look it up for you.
I know, man. America, we're all, I'm trying to think. I forget what it is. Damn, it looks good.
Yeah.
I zoom in on it.
Is that the video part? No, that's a picture. I also have a video where you go, because this is also cool. What I can show you here, well, I'll tell you. No, the measurements are 37.3 by 33.7.
Okay, so pretty close. Yeah, because 36 is 3 feet.
Yeah.
So it's almost like that. It's almost 3 by 3.
Yeah. So the length is beyond 3 feet, and the width is slightly below 3 feet. And the height is around 13.5, 14 inches. You can see the panels can be removed.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the top view of the gray one. Like I said, if you get on the wait list for the gray one, your chances are still pretty good. This is cool. Showing a video, maybe.
Yeah, there's a. Here we go. Let's play on that.
Right. So one thing that's included, because you can always put it on its landing gear, but we've also included 3 acrylic poles for free that you can use for as an optional display option for like a more banking kind of angle, like you see here. And the same we have the same attachment system that we used for the Batwing. So creative people who bought the who bought a TV stand mount, you can mount the Snowspeeder to that. And I know, because they sent me the first prototype, that because I ordered that as soon as they said they would, Stronghold Displays is making a wall mount in white with a Rebel logo to go to mount your Snowspeeder on the wall in any angle you want. So you got 3 display options. You can put it on its landing gear. You can use these acrylic stands.
Right, so you have yours tilted like that with this stand, and then the Stronghold display.
And somebody was wondering and worrying about these pods, these acrylic stands for earthquakes. They screw in with special. We've made a special connector, custom connector, and they screw in with M8 bolts, so that that will stand long after you fall over from any heavy earthquake.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. Why you gotta show us video? See, I know that's tough. That is tough. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
It's a childhood memory and a childhood dream to have something like that for me, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, myself included. The problem is, you know, if I tell myself, okay, you know what, let me go ahead and get a Snowspeeder, then I'm like, well, what about the Batwing? I can't, and then I'm like, well, I can't have both, right? So that's the dilemma that I have as a collector. I'm like, well, they're both amazing, and it's like one's fighting for the other, you know, for the collection. You're like, well, what do you want more? And then so I'm like, you know what? If I can't have both, then I might just have none, and that sucks because I was really thinking about that. Like, that's so freaking sweet, dude. Yeah, Brad's the MVP, man. It's awesome. That's such a good job, and because I've seen people with the Batwing. Bob has it too. I mean, with the mounts, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just do it by both. I am not. I don't know. I'm not made of money, man. I wish I was. I wish I was. That would be amazing. Fig Fate though. Thank you, my friend, for the $5 super chats. What are your thoughts on Hot Toys showing off their 2022 Batmobile prototype for the first time? I was meaning to ask you that. What do you? Yeah, because they did that for that flash premiere, that pop-up storage. I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, and it was standing next to the BVS. No, the Justice League version of that Batmobile.
Yeah.
That my thought is that exactly what it was. It's a $5,000 handmade prototype, which was further than I thought they would get on that. But that was all that was. It wasn't part of some announcement. It wasn't part of some tease. It was a flash event showing off all their DC stuff, including that prototype they did for the Justice League version years and years and years ago.
Yes.
From several people close to Hot Toys, I've heard that they have no intention of making this. So, and I'm sold out. I've got a wait list up the wazoo for both.
So even if they, I was gonna say, even if they do, I don't even really, I can't speak on behalf of you, but I would think that even in situations like that where that occurs, they're two totally different products though at the same
Yeah.
respects, right? I mean, because Hot Toys is putting out the '89 Batmobile again. That didn't have any adverse effects on you. In fact, I think you said it boosted.
Yeah,
Right.
if they come out with a 2022 tomorrow, I think my wait list will increase.
There you go. Yeah, so I wouldn't think it really would bother you. I know, because I've had a lot of people ask me that too. Oh, well, what if Hot Toys does it? I'm like, well, then Hot Toys does it, but they have their own. You know, it's different. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. And so far, the '89 showed it off best. I've never. Well, that's not true. I've seen this kind of sales boost before, but I was surprised that their announcement gave me a bigger boost than. It was a bigger boost in sales than when the guys at testit.com showed off my Batwing.
No shit.
No shit at all.
Wow.
And it's a significant difference. So, like I said, the production has begun. I'm sold out. I have a wait list up the wazoo. You know, and
well, you've heard it
in
here,
the meantime,
folks. Doesn't matter, right?
No, and I've heard from several people they're not going to be making it. So,
well, that's fair. That is fair.
So far, it's really helped me. The fact that they teased it and that they're teasing it now, and then there's going to be people that say, "Ha! I'm going to wait for the Hot Toys one because that's cheaper and you're too expensive." And then a year from now, I'll be the one who laughs last, right? So the same happened with a 1966. We've got let me give you a count of the wait list for the 1966, just for fun, just for shits and giggles.
We love shits
and
and giggles here.
1966, but then that was not too long ago when it was holy hell. All right, 234 people at this time are currently
on the wait list
for a 1966 Batmobile. So
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people, David.
Wow.
81 people for the Justice League Batmobile signature version. 77 people for the Searchlight from Batman. I mean, even for the orange Snowspeeder, which was only recently sold out, I've got 46 people already waiting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I will say, on a different level, it definitely was the outlet. I know you can't really see it. Here, I'll just full screen myself for just a second. You can kind of, where the hell is it? You can kind of see the bat, whatever. I can't even point to it. The bat signal's up there. You can kind of see it peering.
Right. Yeah.
No issues. No issues. Because I had that problem where it was like kind of, you know, coming on and off or whatever, but that other power cord for here in the States, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it. Dude, love it. I especially like, because sometimes I'll mix it up. Like right now it's the '89, you know, but when I had the Arkham stuff, it was the Arkham symbol, you know.
Right.
So I like that you gave us all those options, man, because, you know, we do that. We shuffle our collections around, move it around. Just having that versatility it's awesome, man. So it's good that people are having an opportunity to get that thing again, because I love it. Yeah.
It's see that one, it's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits.
Yeah, I know, right?
Toy box.
That's pretty good, man. Wow, I love that. Hoth's hometown, though, real quick, how long do we have left on the Death Star diorama?
The true scale, I'd say you're safe for a couple of months. Yeah,
Okay.
That we're selling out on a lot of stuff. Wait lists are coming up left and right, and I don't like that because I have to say no a lot. But for that is one thing you still have some time for. Okay.
Now, my question for you though is, so obviously great success having the licensing, you know, with Warner Brothers and Universal. You've got a lot coming. It's going to be big next year or two. A lot of exciting news. Does that make you have more of a backseat position now for some of the like the Star Wars dios and other side kind of projects that you've been kind of known for? Like is that gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you still have intentions of doing more new stuff, or?
I want to do the Jedi Starfighter. I hope
we talked about that. We talked about an N1.
Yeah, we talked about it. We put it to a vote. As discussed here, you heard it here first again. Between remember that was the Anakin's pod racer and the Jedi Starfighter first, and then I said the next vehicle will be the N1 Starfighter next year, because I wanted to give Hot Toys some time on the N1 first. But everybody voted. No, not everybody, but there was a vast majority who wanted the Jedi Starfighter for the Episode 3 Starfighter. So that one, we're already very well into the design of that. I got some very cool background information, by the way. A guy named Barry. Yeah, there's a guy named Barry who studied this thing up the wazoo, and I really appreciate it. Barry Murray. I'm going to just share this one picture because we have another, let's see, window. We have another Snowspeeder issue on our hands. This is a picture I got from Barry Murray. So, as you can see, that is Anakin's boots coming out the front of the actual full-scale Jedi Starfighter cockpit. So apparently, the director didn't like the look of his knees all high in the shot and bunched up, so they took out the glass front, and he had his feet out the front of the actual full-scale cockpit. So we've got another nice challenge there, same as we had with the Snowspeeder, where there was no room for the actual actor's feet and legs. So yeah, we're studying this. We're doing nice with the 3D design. We've got Marcel Leuthold, a guy known in the Star Wars community, also helping with that. I still have dreams in the Star Wars universe. So, like I said, this one is going to be definitely coming. I want to do the N1 Starfighter, and I got a good feeling about us doing that because I don't think Hot Toys is going to do that. I still want to do something with an X-Wing cockpit type situation. I want to do something with a TIE fighter. What I'm more careful about are the Star Wars dioramas. I've been burned. It took a whole long time to get all the Bespins sold. I'm still left with a lot of the cargo hold. The meditation chamber I'm losing money on. So I have to be realistic there. If the last 3 end up costing me money, which is what it's looking like right now for the Star Wars dioramas, I'm just going to be more careful because I'm, one time shy, 2 times. What is that? 1 time burn, 2 times shy, 3 times being. Well, I'm being stupid right now because I have been burned 3 times, or actually more than that. So, yeah. So for the cool stuff that I think will sell, like the Jedi Starfighter, like the N1. I hope some kind of X-Wing cockpit and some kind of TIE fighter. But for dioramas, I'm just going to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably do like a, not necessarily a crowdfund, but something along those lines, right? Where you're like, hey, listen, okay, we'll do this, but I'm not going to do it unless we hit this mark, or something, right. Something similar to that, a little more, restrictive, but that would gauge, I think, you'd have a more fine-tuned, demographic. You'd be like, okay, look, I've got these locked in, whatever the case is, whether it's a hefty NRD or something along those lines, right? I mean, like Tomy Enterprise, they're just putting out their diecast Enterprise. They did a crowdfund for it, and it's like depending, I guess, on the cost, right? But for that, it was like all up front. Like there's no deposits. You pay it in full, and then we'll see in a year or so, and that's a wrap. Like maybe something like that, if there's, where like, okay, I don't want to get burned on this and this. If we're going to do this specific thing, then I want to guarantee that it's happening. type, and I mean, just ideas, you know. I mean,
yeah, we have to, and I have to figure out something like that, because my mind keeps going back to other stuff that people asked, like the moisture evaporator. Got burnt on that. I mean, I even still have a couple of Falcon cockpits left, which I thought I would definitely sell out of, but then we got the couple of cancellations with COVID, and so
yeah, I think those will still go though.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm almost sold out. So the cockpits, I'm not worried about. That is just a matter of time, and it's not going to be that much of a time. But Snowspeeder, also one that is still for sale, still not sold out. And we're doing much lower numbers in Star Wars already than we're doing for Batman, right? Like I said, so Snowspeeder, moisture evaporator, cargo hold extension.
I just need the Bespin gantry, man. Like, I've been wanting that for how long now?
Yeah. And you know what? And it took years to sell out. You know what's funny? When I finally did sell out of it, I oversold one, so I sold my personal unit. And thanks to a fan, he found one on eBay, so I bought one back. So I have one for my personal collection because I didn't have one. The Bespin gantry is another one that took years for that very low edition, and I'm talking a couple of dozen to sell out.
Yeah, I need it because now that we have our ESB Vader and now we've got another Bespin Luke, like, that's it.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
But finding that on the secondhand market, like I said,
I know.
It's a double-digit edition size worldwide. That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I know. That's the shelf for me. That would be the shelf for me. So yeah. And I remember seeing it and I was like, damn it, it has been gone. It just got away from me. It just got away from me. Do have a $5 super chat. I'm gonna butcher your name.
Risto Ivanov, I think.
There we go. I think. But thank you so much for the super chat. This BVS back computer looks amazing, Yos. However, can you give a bit more details on the DX version of it?
Yeah, so we're still working on 2 alternatives for working screens to see if that, if we can get that to work and mount with the weight that they represent. So before I can show that, we're a little bit further down the road. So right now, what you're seeing is the true scale version, and we've that does have the light up screens and the switch out screens and all that sort of thing. And I'm happy with how that looks. For the DX, you'll have to be a little bit more patient before we get to a point that I'm happy about what we can offer there.
All right. That's good to know. You, gosh, there was something I was going to ask you and I spaced. It had to do with the 89. It was
Batmobile.
Yeah. Any kind of photos, anything coming up soon that we'll be seeing, or?
Yeah, so I think in the next week or so, I'll show you our final 3D model and walk you through that in a YouTube video or something like that.
Okay.
And then, like I said earlier in the stream, we have to figure out the mechanism for the motorized canopy before we can show a prototype, which is why I think July or August. Well, it's already close to July, so August for the physical prototype of the 1989, because we really want to test out and make that canopy work. But I just don't know.
Sure, because if we're not, I get that, right? Because right now it's like we're just not ready to show, because if we can't do this, then what are we showing? And if we can do it, then we'll proceed. And I see what you're saying. Yeah. Because I'm super looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be less than 48 inches. I hope. Fingers crossed.
The length?
The length, because like you said, the 95 is going to be about 48, right? So, and I think the 95 but that's including a longer.
A lot with the wing. Yeah. So the 1989 body isn't that much longer than the 1989 without the wing. So let me let me get the exact measurements. So it's, if you have the Hot Toys one, you have to add about 10 centimeters, or so yeah, the length is going to be around 43.6 inches.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely going to be longer than the Hot Toys.
Oh yeah. That's about two. What are we talking about here? 2.5, 3 inches longer.
Yeah, something like that.
No.
2, 3 inches.
No. It's somewhere between 3 and 4 inches longer. Yeah. So theirs is 100 centimeters, or close to. The correct size is 110. So 10 centimeters divided by 2.5. Right.
Okay. So yeah, about 43, give or take, 40, somewhere between 43 and 44 inches.
Almost 4 inches longer than the Hot Toys one. And that's almost all of that is in the part from the canopy to the front nose. That needs to be a lot longer.
And that's the one I want. I'm looking forward to it. It's 89. Damn. Okay. I do have a $2 super chat. Dirk Diggler's Stunt Doubler too. Thank you so much, my man. It says, does this 95 Batmobile roll?
Yes.
Are there any other features?
It rolls, and it has regular steering, so it doesn't have the turning wheels, because we couldn't get that engineered. Because with our rolling Batman, the wheels roll, but the emblems stay upright, just like in the movie. So you've got rubber tires, rotating tires, emblem stays.
Right, it stays
upright.
in the whole time while the wheels move.
Yeah, and then you can steer. It has steering action, but it doesn't flip, because then that we'd have to do one or the other. And I thought the emblems should always stay upright, like in the movie. And then, of course, you've got the light up features with the front lights. You got the light up features with the whole blue light beyond the exoskeleton, and you got the light up features inside the cockpit. And of course, you can open the canopy. Those are the features on the 9095.
That's gonna be, it's funny because I think about that stuff, man. It's because we're all collectors here, and every time we talk, you and I, and we see pictures, we see videos, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, because like literally, I could empty these shelves, and they could literally be all vehicles. I'm
such an enabler, man.
Yeah. Well, hey, you and me both. I got you on a few things. So I mean,
I really appreciate that.
Every time, man, I'm like, oh shit. So no, I'm looking for definitely the 89. Definitely the 89. Like, I know it's gonna be low profile for me, and this may change, but I have like a third shelf or fourth shelf on the bottom. It's not lit right now. It's probably where it's gonna go.
Cool.
To be honest, yeah. I don't really know if I want it low, but it's and bottom shelves are tough. It needs to be, I don't know. But point is, I've got a spot for it. I'm ready. So, and I'm not even really sure. I'm sure we've talked about this before. So you haven't even shown it yet. But is this gonna be like a like Q2 next year for the 89?
Yeah.
Is that where we were still looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have anything else there bringing up? We do have another $5 super chat. Abraham, thank you so much. Says, Yost, love your work. The 89 are the rounded side intakes on the hero car, silver or black? I can't find the info anywhere. Thank you.
Black. I'm looking. I saw the picture of that question come up. I'm looking through my pictures of the hero car. I have a whole folder of them.
Oh, I think your mic might have went out a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit. It's a little muffled.
Oh, weird.
That was weird. How about now?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know if your mic went out.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, good.
That was weird. Yeah, it just
and you hear me
out.
tapping the mic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my son tried to call me, so.
Oh, it might have. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking at the. I think this is the closest. Yeah. So let me share the screen real quick.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll bring that up.
This is the hero car during the night shoot.
Ooh.
So yeah, you can definitely see that this is black and sooted a bit, Here, the parts of the side pods should be silver, and then the bat symbol right here should be silver. This is another thing, by the way, that bat symbol that I've got. What's his name? Dominic, I think, helped me with that to get that shape perfect. So,
I can't wait. I can't wait. Now, are we gonna do?
So here's.
Which one are we talking about here? Where's it at? Where's it at? My brain. I was the 89.
Here's another picture.
Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Yeah. Damn, so this is the picture. Yeah, in daylight, it's definitely black on the inside here. There's some metal here, but this is definitely black. Yeah. What are you gonna say? What did you want to know?
Is it gonna just be one version?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Because I guess I'll space Casey sometimes. We'll read up on stuff. We'll talk. You and I'll talk about it. Then I forget and I don't know. And then plus with people that may not know. And I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if we're gonna, like the 66. You've got the 2 and. Yeah.
So it's going to be full option like the 2022. This one does have a remote with lights, sound, smoke. And
so if the canopy works, will that be remote?
Who?
I mean, how fucking cool is that? Just
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe not practical.
No, but I want to say I can't guarantee it because it's just too early. But I would say more likely yes than no. Let's just say if we do the motorized canopy, then and we have the remote controls for the sound and the smoke and the lights already, I would say. Yeah, good chance that that will be remote controlled as well.
That would be awesome.
JB is sure.
Yeah, I mean, now all you need to do is be able to click a remote and have the armor just.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And I think then you should have a remote, and then it should come to you, and you say stop, and it stops.
Dude,
ridiculously close to you.
That's gonna be so cool. That is gonna be so cool. I can't. Yeah, but you know me. Like, look, I love a lot of the new stuff. I do, but 89 is always gonna be like the one for me. I mean, it was 66 and 89, but 66, growing up watching it, and then when 89, that was huge. I remember that.
Yeah, me too.
Like it was I mean, my mom took me to the theater for it. It was a huge. You remember the time? I mean, it was a huge event. I mean, at the time, like. Big deal.
Marketing campaign, and then the comics coming out in front ahead of that, and then the music, the Prince soundtrack was already a hit, and you saw these big yellow bat logos everywhere. It was even in the east of the Netherlands. I mean, really, I can't even imagine what it was like for you, but yeah, that was
it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
It was a phenomenon. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Well, I can't wait. I know we're about almost 2 hours in. I don't know if there's anything else that you want to. I think we're done. Get going, or
it's 10 p.m. here. I think.
I appreciate the time. The time differences,
Of course,
it's always something we have to struggle with. But well, guys out in the chat, man, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. You can go over to Joost's Jazzinc Dioramas Facebook group, right? That's where you're posting all your. Lots of info behind the scenes, some votings, and of course your website. I've got the links in the description for anybody who's new and has never heard of you before. What are you waiting for? Let's go take a look. So I definitely appreciate your time, and then we'll talk again, of course.
Of course,
when there's stuff to talk about, as always. Yes. So I appreciate everybody out there. Any final words before we wrap?
Thanks as always. I mean, I like these chats as they're becoming a regular thing, and so many cool things have come from this chat, cool ideas and everything. So I'll keep your suggestion of a remote controlled 1995 or something like that to add for future reference. And as always, thank you so much for the time.
Oh, of course, and thank you for your time. And I'm gonna say that again. Yes, remotes are awesome. I'm just saying, like, they don't have, even if they don't like blink and do fancy stuff, just an on-off feature if it's not hard to do and it doesn't increase the MSRP, things like that, you know, those quality of life are, it's nice. It's nice. And I will tell you this, I do appreciate the fact that, you know, because we weren't sure what happened, but having those remotes and having a spare is really nice. So it's you know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, where'd I put that? I'm like, oh, there's the other one. Yeah. So no, I love it. It's great. Good. So, all right, guys. Well, we are out of here. Thank you again, guys, for tuning in, and of course, links are in the description. And we'll talk again very soon. I'm sure we will.
I hope so.
All right, everybody. You guys have a good rest of your day, evening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
See you later. Bye bye.